Happy Sunday! I am the Supplier, and this is my Sunday Bookstack for the week of November 18th, 2012. It's fall break, and it's the first break we've had from school since Labor Day, and I am ready for it like nobody's business. I plan on spending most of the week writing my 2 final papers for grad school and doing book a day, just because I can. So here are the books in my stack this week. First in my stack is Sun by Lois Lowry. It is the 4th book in the Giver series that, from what I hear, ties together the other 3 novels. I've also heard that it stands alone really well, and that some people either really love it or they really hate it. So, yeah, I'm gonna give this one a go, see what comes of it. I'll probably do a book talk on it in the next couple of weeks. Second in the stack this week is Melinda Lowe's new book called Adaptation. And from what I'm gathering, it's really different from Huntress and Ash. So I'm excited, and it's been sitting on my to-read shelf for a while now, so I'm glad that I have time to read it, and it's not going to sit there and be neglected any longer. And Scorch. Last week, my Book Talk Tuesday was on Croak, which is the first book in this series. And about a month ago, I started watching Dead Like Me again, and I don't know, I like Grim Reapers. That's where I am. So I picked up Scorch the last time I was at the bookstore, and it's gonna get read this week. The Absolute Value of Mike is the December book of the month at my school, and it's the only book that has been selected for this year that I haven't read. So I have to write December's question, and in order to write December's question, I have to read the book, so yay! Absolute Value of Mike. And last in my stack for this week is Zombie, which is the other book that I picked up the last time I was at the bookstore. Unfortunately, I picked it up after I filmed last week's feature shelf, and had I not done my filming ahead of time, I totally would have included it. Anyway, I've decided to give zombie novels not written by Jonathan Mayberry a go. So last week's question of the week was about a famous dead person you would like to talk to. I put it to my 8th graders, and they came up with primarily 2 answers. They were Michael Jackson and Selena. One person actually said Whitney Houston as well. I thought it was interesting that the first people that the kids came up with were entertainers, but as I thought about it more, I realized that with the exception of Selena, which is who is a cultural choice, the other people passed away in their lifetimes, and their passings were public affairs. No one considered anybody from history, and I can't decide if that's because they don't see the importance of history or historical figures, or because there's a gap in their education, or because they're like 13 and 14 years old and, you know, the media is of the utmost importance to them right now. I don't know. But it's something to think about and to talk about, so if you've got thoughts, leave them in the comments. There were 2 responses by people who are not members of Reading Room 211, Black Snowcat XX and Nicole over on my YouTube channel, and they both said that they would talk to grandparents. And their responses made me think about what being famous really means, so as I do, I looked it up. And the Longman Dictionary of Contemporary English tells me that famous means known by many people and many places. But one of the similar words, which they listed as that and not synonyms, was celebrated. So Black Snowcat XX and Nicole, I hope your grandparents are celebrated. Thanks for the responses, both members of Reading Room 211 and Nicole and Black Snowcat XX. We won't have another question for another couple of weeks. Here's why. Since this week is fall break and Thanksgiving, I'm only committing to doing 1 other video this week, and it's going to be a tag video set up much like a feature shelf, but it's the Books I'm Thankful For tag, and I'll put that one up on Tuesday. I might respond to Book Rat Misty's book chat for this month, but I'm not making any promises. So that's it for today. I'm going to sign off for the day by reminding you that if you've got thoughts about what I'm reading or books in general, or if you would like to request your very own feature shelf based on a theme or title, leave me a comment on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Or if you're not a social networker, through the contact page at thebooksupplier.com. All of that information is on the end screen and in the description below. I'll see you guys on Tuesday for the Books I'm Thankful For tag. Until then, happy reading, and don't forget to be awesome.